Hi, I'm Brandon Nielsen. I'd like to comment on the global economic crisis and shaping the post-crisis world, and specifically talking about a corporate code of ethics that would be a transnational type of code of ethics that all business people, specifically in executive positions as well as others, could either very transparently say they were for or against. I think that if I were to have a code of ethics, it would primarily consist of four areas: human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. I think as business leaders, we're forced to wear several different hats. I think as I have to wear my human rights hat, that I need to make sure it's very transparent, that I'm a respecter of all international human rights, and that I wouldn't be complicit either in human right abuses. And I would want to make sure that my my branch offices, my suppliers, even some of my customers felt the same way, and that transparency would be very important to me. In regards to labor issues around under that human rights umbrella, I'd also want to make sure that I wore that hat correctly and that it was transparent, that I was for the freedom of association and the right for collective bargaining, that there would be a elimination of all forms of forced compulsory labor, and that I would be definitely against any forms of child labor abuse as well, and seek for its abolition. I'd also want to make sure that we would work towards any and all elimination of any and all discrimination in the employment and occupation. Those things would be very important for me to make sure that those people that I was working for, as well that were working for me, that I was transparent being against those things. If I had to wear my environmental hat and be transparent about that, I would want to make sure that businesses knew that I was very cautious in approaching environmental challenges, that I would work to promote greater environmental responsibility and encourage the development of environmentally friendly technologies to aid in our effort. And lastly, in regards to corruption, I'd want to make sure that I was very transparent in who I worked with, and that I made the proclamation that I was against all forms of business corruption, including extortion and bribery. I think if we as transnational leaders were willing to make sure that others knew that we were for these things, life would be pretty cool. Transnationally led businesses by CEOs that were very transparent and either accepting the transnational code of conduct, of business conduct, would be maybe even something that was in your LinkedIn. Maybe it was something that in your bio on the company websites, that, and definitely your board of directors and hopefully all stakeholders knew that you were an upholder of the transnational code of business ethics.